Hello, everybody.
I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to thank everyone at Comic-Con for hosting us today. Do you guys see this?
White tulips.
White tulips.
Oh, white tulips.
That is just awesome.
Well done, guys. So, Joel, how long have you known how you wanted this series to end?
Well, I had ideas since season 1, but those changed, to be honest, because you get people bring things to the pie that you don't really expect, and then that makes you think about a whole different way to go. Truthfully, I had two and a half versions of what I kind of thought we should do for the end, and then I sort of decided about three months ago or a month and a half ago. It just became very clear, and I knew this is the way that we should go, and that's what you're going to get.
Whether you like it or not.
No, you like it.
So did you clue the cast into how this is all going to end?
Yeah. Which is really fun because I think that they in past years we haven't, right?
No. Usually we're very much kind of, in the dark, and it's interesting, sort of. I don't know, being able to kind of plot a little bit more out than usual. Thank you.
Because it's 13, we want to write the scripts early to make sure that everything is absolutely perfect and the way that we would all want it. And if I'm doing that with the writing staff and myself and getting across what I really want to get across, I want to make sure that the actors had enough time to bring their ideas and thoughts. And
basically, like, just as you guys want the show to end well, we all want the show to end well, and to give us a chance to do our best job going into the final season. Right?
What did you guys think when you got the 13-episode renewal?
It was late in the day, so we were like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah. John is the wise old sage.
Eternal optimist. You never drop the ball.
But I think generally everybody was sort of happily surprised because we were right there on the razor's edge this year, even more so than any other year. So it was a a good shock.
Without you guys and the media and your incredible support, we would not be here, and this is the little show that could, and I can't believe that we're here. And really, we appreciate it so much.
Okay, so on to some of our cast stuff. Jessica. Darling Jessica.
Hey.
What's up? Hey. We never learned much about Astrid in her backstory or anything like that, but what she lacked in backstory, she made up for in utter lovability. When did you realize that this character was connecting with fans?
In season 1, when she didn't even have much to do. And so many people said, oh, when's Astrid gonna get more to do? I'm staying with this show because I want to see what happens with Astrid. And I was like, I don't know, guys. I might get killed. So let's keep our expectations very low. And fortunately, I think that the relationship that John and I have in real life translated on camera a bit. And so this, beautiful connection evolved in the storytelling. And I think that Astrid's first big episode was realized because of her relationship with the doctor in Snakehead. And it was such a lovely way to explore, this burgeoning friendship that they had with each other. And you saw how much heart she had. And it was a really nice thing to have had faith in, because I thought, I can get killed off in my first show. It's okay. There will be other shows. It's not a big deal. And I didn't die. I made it to the 5th season, and I'm still here.
And Lance, you are one cool badass. Nobody can shoot a stare like you. But do people freak out when they meet you and realize that you're not as scary as Broyles?
He's scarier.
Wait. What do you mean? Shoot, man. Can't be. I mean, this is the fans here. You can't say that stuff out loud. It was funny because somebody just said that the other day. I mean, people are always surprised when they see me smile. This is just for you guys. You can't go out in the world and tell them this stuff. But yeah, people really are surprised because when you're in people's living rooms week after week, year after year, and it's a particular way, they think you're that guy.
Right.
Can I just say one quick story about Lance? When we got here, I thought I was going to do my hair different. It was going to be my disguise for Comic-Con. And Lance is wearing a Breaking Bad hat. And he thought that was going to be his disguise for Comic-Con. So I'm walking behind him. He's like, they're just going to think I'm a fan. And so... So we walk into the
I'm
hotel.
sorry, I have to go.
And so all these people swarm him, and I walked by and I waved see it to him as I got on the elevator. And I just want him to know that he is the tallest, darkest, handsomest man at Comic-Con, even with the Breaking Bad hat.
You know my mother told her to say that.
All right, Josh, you came to us as... Yeah, go ahead, Josh Jackson. You came to us as like a slightly more grown-up Pacey. And over the last 5 seasons or 5 years, you have proven to be true leading man material.
Your check's in the mail.
What have you learned about yourself from playing Peter?
About myself, I don't know. I would like to aspire to the nobility that Peter has developed over the course of the 5 years. I mean, I think the sacrifices that he has made for love and for family are on an epic scale. I don't know that I've got that in me quite yet. So I don't know how much I've learned about myself, but I certainly have had, it has been a great joy, particularly with John, to go from being the son to the father figure back to being the son, and now figuring out how we're going to end this this relationship between these two men. I don't know how much I've learned really about anything, but it's been the process has been a pleasure.
All right, and Anna, you came to us as most of us as a stranger, and then boom, you will always be our Liv, always. What would you say the greatest lesson Olivia has taught you?
Oh, God, I just do these enormous pauses, and I'm sorry. That was just, isn't that so funny? Because you play this character for ages and ages, and you hear the name all the time, blah, blah, blah. But when you called me Olive, then my heart melted. It's like being called Annie, like my mom calling me Annie or something. So I must feel attached. I don't know, the biggest lesson, I think it's to come, to tell you the truth. I think it's to come. I feel like to
come.
I tell you what, that's what we need to teach Olivia to do. She's so damn pissed off.
Well, no, it's not her fault. You guys. Yeah. Now, you saw me go like this, and you kept doing it. Go on, darling, you tell him.
I don't know. Please, let's move on.
All right. All right, John, are you prepared to say goodbye to this family?
They are like a family, and I get sort of cross when anything happens to any of them, and defensive and angry. And so if say we lose a cast member or something, I get really angry, like on a personal level. I don't think you can work with a group of people for 5 years without developing a strong relationship. And we actually do have a very... I get the sense that the group of people that I work with would have each other's back. I love that, and I don't think that'll go away anyway with it. Was that the question, or do you want to ask me what I've learned from Walter? Well, I've learned to come to work every day and enjoy it. To turn up. It's a golden moment.
Yeah, you really got my back, John. Yeah, you really got it. Thanks, buddy.
Well, hang about now, Olivia. Anna, Olive.
Oh, yeah. See, it's all better now.
What we've learned, hang on, I'm finished yet. What we've learned, and this is a bit soppy, but what we've learned is about the power of love in this story. And the thing that holds Fringe together is the power of love, because it's between all of the characters there is developed a genuine love. And I'm sure that's why you guys have followed it through. You know, the love between the father and the son, the love between Peter and Olivia, the wonderful bonds that have existed between these people that have to work together, because that's what we associate with. So through all of the science fiction, all of great sort of hurdles that we've gone through, it's that love factor that's kept us going and will give us a brilliant final chapter.
So speaking of love, Josh and Anna, this couple, we have watched.
Yeah.
Josh and Anna, come on. We've watched these two dance around, flip universes, trade bodies.
Yeah. It's your typical boy meets girl, boy crosses universe, girl goes to other universe, boy sleeps with her doppelganger story.
Exactly.
Girl gets pregnant.
It's been told over and over again.
Boring. Yeah, exactly. Doppelganger gets pregnant, has baby too fast, baby gets X'd out by interdimensional war, new baby is born, lost to future, finds dad, searching for mom, story. The huge.
You just got the blurb for the DVD box.
Yeah. Sorry, was that giving away too much?
No, but I think we need a raise. That was pretty good.
But what do you
That was really
think,
good.
without spoiling anything, since you guys do know, can you... What? Yeah. Do you know, at least, if these two will get their happily ever after?
Well, look. I can't say that.
I don't think he asked you, Mr. Wyman.
No. You can't give anything away. Quick, turn off their mics.
This will just stay between us, right? I think that these two will get the final chapter of their story.
Wow, well trained. So, going down the panel, starting at Miss Jessica, I want you to give us your favorite scene, but not one of your own.
Okay, I have a couple, so I'll be very brief. My first favorite scene is when Walter is at the phone booth and he can't remember the number to get in touch with Peter. That was one of the most touching scenes I've ever seen in television. And then my other favorite scene that I had read and kind of breezed over in the script, and then I saw it on television and I started crying, was when Olivia goes into her house and she realizes that the doppelganger had been washing her clothes, and she realizes that, you know, this woman had taken over her life, and she starts ripping the clothes out of the dryer. And it was so heartbreaking because I'm never going to experience that, obviously, you know, to have someone take over your life that way, but it was just played with such subtlety and beauty. It's such a testament to how talented Anna is.
You got tears.
As an actress. I'm getting so emotional right now.
We're girls and they put us together, so it rubs off, and that's the way it goes, and that's the bit.
Seriously, this is such a gorgeous cast of people, and I've learned so much just watching them. So anyway,
But that's the
my
bit that
answer.
TV teaches you. It's not necessarily your character, is that you get to watch these people all the time, and you get to watch them do, you know, like a lot of the procedural stuff, and just on Jessica, one of the, you know, finally, last year, there was like an episode that was completely about Astrid, which we had all been hoping and waiting and waiting and waiting for. And we'd been waiting for we had been waiting for so long for that. And Jessica comes in with you know, in her outfit. Oh, how pathetic! Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Jessica comes in, and we're all there ready to do it, and the crew is all there, and it was silent. And our set's loud, and it was so silent, and the respect and the care and the love that was given that's the bit, because we get to work together, and watching you do that was just, but not even on screen, watching that in the room was just so special, and we were all there that day. That was one of the most magic moments I think we have had in the last 4 years.
Sure.
Thank you.
So thank you. We had to wait a while, but we got it.
So was that your scene? Huh? That was your scene? Oh, got it. Okay. It's funny because I actually wasn't there that day. Oh. But I mean, no. But the reason I say that is because are you talking about? Shh, don't start me crying. Are you talking about the scene when Astrid has the scene with her?
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid, but we have been waiting a really long time.
Normally I don't watch. Like, I didn't watch The Wire until we were in the middle of season 3. I still haven't watched most of my stuff on Oz. I haven't watched my season of Lost. So I haven't watched most of this show, but I watched that episode. And,
We're gonna live that.
You're like Barbara Walters.
sorry. And it was actually 2 scenes together, even though they didn't come right after each other. When Astrid has the conversation with herself, and her alternate self asks her if she thinks that her father loves her. And Astrid has already lied to her, except we don't know it yet, and told her that her father's dead. And she said, yeah, I think he did. It's just that he didn't know how. And then you see her in the last scene when she goes in to see her dad. And he asked her how her day was, and because she's gone over to, he makes her dinner, right? Yeah. That was my favorite, those are my favorite scenes. So you can't go out and tell anybody this happened.
I too am sensitive. I loved it when Peter chopped that guy's fingers off. Standalone for me. And I think there was one episode in the first season where Olivia shot 17 men in one scene. I love that. What can you say? Look, those scenes I'm talking about were some of the most beautiful stuff we ever done, but I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Your turn.
I apologize, I don't have tears for you guys. I actually think, I don't know, it's not a scene, but I think I'm gonna go with, I mean, truly, probably most of my favorite scenes would be your scenes, but I'm in a lot of those, and since you can't pick the ones that you're in, I'm gonna go with Seth Gable. And I'm gonna go, not necessarily with a scene, but particularly when he was doing his doppelganger stuff. I mean, all of you guys have done beautiful doppelganger stuff, but the ways that he contrasted his 2 selves, I thought was really, really well thought out and well performed. So I'm going to go with Lincoln and Alt Lincoln, just in general. I swore I wasn't going to cry today.
What about the scene where the worms came out of the guy's
Yeah,
guts?
but I'm in it. I'm in it. I can't say that. I mean, truly, the grossest thing. Okay, so I can give you 2, but I'm in those scenes. The 2 times I've nearly lost my lunch on Fringe. Let's go with a different bodily function. There's one in the first season where we have a girl's eyeball out of her skull.
Oh, yeah.
We're sticking needles into it, and when we were shooting it, because things like that, in a horrible way, become normal when you're on set. You're like, oh yeah, eyeball, no problem. I was doing the thing, and then you watch it on camera, and I was like, oh my God, that's just so foul. It's just so incredibly disgusting. And then we did another one, I think the episode's name is Snakehead, where we pull these nematode worms out of people.
That was good.
And our effects crew is so good that I didn't know, we had these poor people who were like half dead in the water, and they were live people that were now half dead, and they built some mock-up bodies, and I didn't realize that this one was a mock-up body, and it had the worm in its mouth, and John just rolls down to it and pulls this like 7-foot worm out of it, and I was like, oh Jesus. Actually, you were standing right next to me. Lance was right next to me, and I literally did the,
I was
expecting this poor guy to be like,
I remember that day.
My God.
And the times when you thought something was real and it was dummy, and the times you thought something was a dummy and he blinked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stop tricking me. What?
I remember a scene in the very first season where I had been standing next to this girl. She was lying on a gurney, as a lot of our guest actors do. She was lying on the, and we'd been chatting, so I knew that she was a real person. And I went away to do something, and I came back to go, "How are you?" And she had an eye out of her head, like in her thing. I nearly died and realized they just switched it out really quickly in the minute that I was gone.
Yes, they're all very moving moments.
I think that I would have loved someone to have said, "It's okay, Anna, take a breath. Television's fluid," and that's the biggest thing I think I've learned about doing TV is that it flows, and so nothing is set in stone. Characters can change, stories can move, and so therefore you can just go with it.
I don't know if any advice could have prepared me for my first day on the set. My first day on the set was when we did the pilot in Toronto, and I'm pretty sure that Gene the cow was there the first day, and I just met all these people. It was just really overwhelming, and there was nothing to ready me for what I was about to experience for the next 5 years.
My first day on set, we were in Toronto. It was -27.
Yeah.
I was there with Josh and Anna, and there's a scene you might remember from the pilot, and I had to put this great big beard on, and I turned around and said, "I knew you'd come." Speaking of...
Yeah, we're back to that.
I didn't know how much fun it'd be, to be honest with you. So if someone had said, "This will be fun," I would have said, "Thanks." That's pretty pathetic, isn't it? Have fun. That's like your drama teacher said to you, "Just have fun." You're kidding me.
Yes, I'd be happy to keep the story on in my own head. It would be very different than what you've seen for the past 5 seasons. It'd be called The Adventures of Astrid and Walter.
Yes, it would.
No, I mean, they did those Fringe, I got to write one of those Fringe comic books, and that was a ton of fun, which I highly recommend to everybody. So I think there's a good possibility, and like you said, the book that's being put together, I bet there's and in fact, don't discount yourself, because fan fiction is a part of the universe of the show as well. So yeah, I think the show will live on in some form or another.
By the way, Anna and I have read some of that fanfic out there.
Yes, we have.
What?
You guys are scandalous.
And for the longest time, and we just haven't actually managed to find time, we've just been
To
wanting
shoot some of
very
those
much to shoot like a little...
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. So many.
I think Vagenda still has to be top of the list.
Wait, what did you say?
The Vagenda line is still maybe one of the best neologisms I've
Fell
ever.
right into her agenda.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I got to win on that
You got
one.
a better one?
I don't. I doubt it's better. But it's from the pilot when I think you guys you and Olivia are driving Walter home from you're driving him somewhere. Anyway, Walter says,
On topic.
I think I just pissed myself.
Just a squirt.
Just a squirt. Man, I rewound that and rewound it.
Just a squirt. Yes, that was a fine moment.
Asterisk.
Yeah.
Astronaut,
Yeah.
whatever. There's like 10 of them.
Yeah.
And when he finally...
Oh,
that
a
was
Strawberry
so
Fairy with
sad.
Death, that was pretty good.
Yeah, when she gets him back and calls him Wally was a pretty awesome moment. But I love it when he calls her names that don't begin with A. I think they're so funny. Like when he called her Claire one day, that was pretty prized writing right there.
The The one I like best is the random Walter, the kind of the initial one that had no boundaries and really didn't know what was appropriate and what wasn't appropriate. And he was the one that was also so loved his son. He so wanted his son back, but he kept saying the wrong thing all the time and his son didn't like him. He was beautiful because he was just random and he was without filters. And in some ways he wasn't set up for the rest of them, but he was so much fun to play because there was nothing I couldn't do. Nothing. Oh, thank you. End of comment.
Alt broils. Because he was so conflicted. I mean,
So hot.
I wish he'd lived a little longer, third season. But he definitely died with a bang. But really, because he was so, I can't think of any other way to say it except so conflicted. And the scene, I loved playing the scene with my son in the fourth season. When that was a hard scene to play because you have to get so much intimacy with someone that right away. But the young man playing my son was great. So the scene in the bedroom when I'm putting him to bed. So yeah, I love playing alt broils.
Too. Great scene.
On a day-to-day basis, going to work, the days that I was playing alt Olivia were much more enjoyable because she was just simply lighter. But Olivia is much more satisfying. I mean, like there is just more to her, and I'm excited actually about this season because we did say goodbye to the alternate universe, and I think that my focus can then just go completely back onto Olivia instead of constantly kind of keeping particular characteristics, you know, like in one dimension or the other.
I loved both Astrids. I think that Alt Astrid was more of a challenge for me. She was really difficult, and everybody thought she was such a flat character. You know, she has a kind of robotic way of speaking, and you don't get to see her emote very much. And so for 1.5 seasons, people had this idea, you know, of her being this really undynamic character. And then out of nowhere, she comes, and she really brings it. And that was such a thrill. It was so difficult. But every day that I would play Alt Astrid, I would go home with the throbbing headache because she would stand so focused at her computer. And so my muscles would clench up, and I wouldn't realize it. And I would go home like, oh, God, I can't wait till we say goodbye to these people. Because my body couldn't take it anymore, but it really was difficult to say goodbye to the alt universe. Incredibly hard, and specifically saying goodbye to Lincoln. Of course, this is Fringe, and you don't know what will happen. We might get to see him again, but it was like closing a chapter, you know, of our story, and it was pretty tough to do.
Yeah, it was.
Agreed.
I was so sad.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Unfortunately, we are at the end. I want to thank all of you guys. And I definitely want to thank you guys for bringing your worlds into our worlds. And I would ask you, please, if we may have a moment, would you guys please stand up and take a bow?
Thank you so much!
Ladies and gentlemen, the cast of Fringe.